Hello, and welcome to Retro Rank Rhapsody. This episode, Retro Rank Catchup number 2. So this is one of those episodes in which I basically try and finish off games that I have kind of left unfinished. In this case, we really only have one, StarTropics, although we'll be taking a look at something else that I have sort of left unfinished, and also look at some new stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So why don't we just go ahead and start now? So when we last left off, we found our uncle who we thought was abducted, but basically he found this giant bowling ball looking rock. And basically found an alien spaceship that was about to take off, that we were trying to stop because apparently the aliens on board were going to try and eliminate the race of aliens known as the Argonians. Not the Elder Scrolls. So yes, that is where we left off, and that is where we'll begin now. There's a spaceship right there. Okay, so one major thing is that, well, maybe major's not the right term, but yeah, new music. Also, these sections are assholes.
Yes, they are!
So, this stage in particular is a massive asshole, simply for the reason that it is a giant maze. Also, last episode we mentioned there was something about heart containers that I think I mentioned that it wouldn't be quite as necessary because of this power-up right here. This is Vitamin X.
Oh, nice.
One problem though. It works on Quake rolls.
Oh, I see. So it's just gonna...
God, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this section's rough. God. Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically where the game is like, oh, you thought I was an asshole before?
Yeah, pretty much.
Boy, how did I have something to show you?
Yeah, because look at how much damage we're taking from each hit.
Part of it is you have, like, no iframes and they shoot a bunch of shots at once.
And also, you can't jump over those things, but they die in one hit.
Yeah, but the number of hits they take was never the issue.
Just trying to see if I can remember... Okay, I think this is actually where I need to go. God damn. Okay. This part in particular really sucks. This is also where main reason why I'm rewinding so much is the fact that not having a ranged weapon in this level is basically a death sentence.
Killer.
Also, it's kind of hard to see the shots sometimes, which does not help.
Well, that's just bullshit.
Oh, jeez. Oh. See, thankfully they give you a gun right before. Which, by the way, I will go ahead and say, the gun and another weapon has my favorite sound effect pretty much in any game ever. Or one of my favorites, I should say. Also, here's the boss. It just sounds like a laser. It just sounds like a toy laser gun.
Yeah, it really does.
One of those little dongles you get with the buttons on it. It's a keychain.
Yeah. There we go. And that's that level.
So is there any reason to not use the gun at this point?
Not really. There will... At this point, no. The gun will be your best weapon. I've got another maze. Oh, I think I just went in a circle. Go over here. Alright, it is a cube. Blow into our weapon. There we go. We now have the supernova, which I think in the video that I did, or last time we looked at this, they mentioned this weapon in the manual. But yes, it is the strongest form that our main weapon can take. One problem is that it requires 11 hearts in order to do so.
Which we've already run into a problem with that.
Yes, but if we can get our weapon up to high enough that I can use it. Okay. So basically you now have a gun. Your shot will now go throughout the entire length of the stage.
And it hits like a freight train.
Yes.
Finally, a gun. Why did you feel the need to jump?
I don't know. Also, don't know if you could have seen that.
It looked like there was a crack in the wall.
Yep.
I forget that each line is 12 hearts, not 10.
Yes. Yep. Oh, God!
Yeah, no, the collision damage is brutal.
Okay, that's a little bit worse. I got it. God damn. Need to remember that I can jump backwards and also shoot backwards. Oh, this part sucks. Nope, that's what I want to do. Okay. Damn it. Okay, which... Ah! Better gun. I believe this is actually the strongest weapon in the game. Okay, you know what? Let's just play it smart. And also, let's show this off. Basically, it's a really wide shot. go. So you don't want to touch that lightning, as you probably would expect.
Lightning hurt!
Also, lightning has no visual means of saying that it's about to go off, or where it's going to go off, too.
Like the platforms kind of look like microchips.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm kind of curious, what is in here? Oh, I wonder if that's just to show that that can even happen. Oh, right. This level's not over. That is not worth it. Oh, nope. There we go. I'll rate this area. Oh, that was a bad idea. Also, that isn't good. Also, this boss fight.
This is a good boss fight.
You remember the Crocomire fight from Super Metroid?
Oh, this fight's going well.
So there is, you can actually kill it by damage.
I'm guessing it's a lot of damage though.
Yeah.
Wow, you've done it.
Look, refrain from turning off or resetting.
You wouldn't want to corrupt the save, would you?
Nope. Fun times maze stuff.
This is good.
But Blue Cube. So now close the door ourselves. Now you have permanent all parts.
Oh my fucking god.
I sure hope it takes really, really long.
Oh. Now I gotta get the last magic cube. Uh-oh, that's not good. Okay! The final battle.
Gotta find that last magic cube.
Gotta complete the Rubik's Cube.
It's a really good noise.
Also, remember how we got all that life up?
Yeah? Oh, that's
Wait.
right.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's a Nintendo game, so it gives you 3 hearts to start with. Also, this is the Prime Invaders Zoda. Why would you do that?
It's like this bad guy. Come on, Mike. I just.
Also, where did you get bananas from? Okay. Also, you know, it's great. Now we start with 3 hearts. Go up here. Oh, time for a boss fight.
Okay, sure.
That seems fair.
Just go right into fighting Zoda, I guess.
Yep.
Oh my god.
The eyeballs are really good.
Yep.
I think you can only shoot it from the front.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Let's not.
Why are you trying to get fancy?
Because I have time wizard powers and have no sense of responsibility.
Or survival instinct?
Yep. Like that. Also,
God.
I just think that I can't hurt him in the face. This just reminds me of the Phantom fight from Super Metroid.
The health thing, though, is such supreme bullshit.
It is.
Does it also reset your health potion?
Oh, it takes it away, yes.
Oh, then there's really
no way.
stupid.
It is incredibly artificially, it's an incredibly artificially difficult fight. But thankfully...
Just immediately some performance-enhancing drugs.
There. Also, this is the last level of the game.
So of course we make it side-scrolling.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just really change it up at the last second.
Also, I like how they're they're trying to implement like the doors. Yeah, this is great. Oh. Nope, that's not gonna work. Also, no, that doesn't kill you outright. Alright. So if we get this fun boss thing. Oh. Also, this is like the one time that you can just straight up walk into that thing.
Huh.
Okay, so you see that we're supposed to destroy that core thing. You might want to take a look at the picture or its sprite as that thing closes.
It's fucking repairing?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
It's mother brain dooring itself.
Can you not kill the shooty boy? Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Also, I'm really glad that I started to look for other games I need to play. Because I'm now starting to realize, maybe I could have actually just finished this game off in that one episode.
You massively overestimated how long this dungeon is.
That's okay. I have other stuff we can take a look at.
Okay, but is any of it good?
Yes. Also...
Define good.
Welcome to the final boss.
Oh, by the way, you do not want him to touch you?
I don't know, he seems gentle.
Yeah. Him
Real
touching you is
gentle.
instant death.
I'm gonna call him Lenny.
Oh, nope. Also, I believe if you die, you start all the way over from that place where I got the pill.
I would 100% believe it with this game.
That shooting noise
My
is
God.
fantastic, though.
God damn it.
This is a really good boss fight.
I hope it goes on for longer.
It's gonna take up the entire block.
Got it. There we go.
You did it, you beat him. You beat Zoda. Wow, you've done it.
Oh. Almost broke 90,000. Just a reminder that points do absolutely nothing.
Yep, the points don't matter.
Thanks, Drew Carey.
Allard, Allard.
Finally, you have the Triforce.
Oh, this is unfortunate.
Triple cubes of justice.
Alright, we landed.
Wow, you did it.
Well,
Wow, you're fucking dead.
nope. You got help.
Got one dolphin, you know.
Plant dolphin.
It's your boy, the dolphin. You know the guy.
He was there for you when you really needed it. You were there for him. Now it's time to play Survival Kids.
Okay, but that game's good.
No. Just no.
I've never read that before. I've never seen
What
that
is
line of
this?
dialogue.
Spacey Cola?
Spacey Cola.
Okay. So, I mean, Survival Kids is great, but you don't like it. So what are your feelings on Lost in Blue?
I have not actually played it.
Survival Kids is no Athena is one hell of a sentence.
It's a powerfully loaded sentence.
Oh, hey.
Drink all that Spacey Cola.
Okay. Alright. So, by the way, hold on. Okay. Whatever. You can stop moving your hand like that, you know?
No, she's got an aesthetic. Touch cube.
Okay, I'm actually going to pause it right here, just to point out one thing. So this should be using a patch version of the ROM. In the original version of this game, we're going to hear a music track that what sounded like there would be something. It would just be playing, and you really probably couldn't tell anything was wrong with it. Which it would sound something. Like, pull this up real quick. Here. Okay. So, let's continue. This is what it should have sounded like.
What did you fucking do?
Yes! You've saved the elves!
What a mistake, thrown back in the cube.
So, if you can kind of hear it, there's a bass line in the back. That kind of gives this entire conversation a different tone. But yes. Princess Mika, daughter of the Argonian leader Hirokon.
You're not a lizard.
They're gonna fucking murder you.
Yes. Last being from the planet Argonia.
Our lizards there are giant and anthropomorphic.
Also, get high on tree sap from sentient trees.
Also, all these are some great faces.
I like the one in the bottom right.
Yes, he is completely amazed
He does not
by
give a
this
fuck about this
surroundings.
conversation.
I mean, the top one on the right side speaks to me.
The Goemon
No.
one.
Yes. The Goemon looking motherfucker.
But yes. I don't know, is it a banana cream pie? I'm like, you just got out. Whatever.
Y'all wanna go fishing?
They clearly know the best.
Just my first reaction to seeing a bunch of kids pop out of 3 cubes I put together. Y'all want to go fishing?
So that was Yoko Taro.
Exactly.
The end. Also staff. If I remember correctly, isn't Takeda, I think, one of the... Okay, and I probably should take a look. I believe one of the people who worked on this, I don't know if it's going to be the director or not, was the interim president of Nintendo between also Howard Phillips.
Yeah, it was Genyo Takeda.
Huh, yeah.
And yeah, he was the co-representative director. And given the title of Technology Fellow during the company-wide executive shuffle during the death of Iwata. Man, it's fucking real weird where the sequel goes after this.
Yeah. God, the sequel. Oh yeah, that is a trip of a game.
Fighting ghosts! Remember that time you fought a Blastoise?
Oh, Mike, what are you doing?
Get a good look at his...
Look at that goon-ass face!
Ah, 4.
Yes. Yes. The asshole parrot.
Shithead parrot.
His face kind of looks like, Lupin in that,
Kinda.
still.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not so much in that one.
Nah.
Also remember when we sank a ship.
You did a lot of questionable things.
You're a hero! Heavy quotes.
I mean, at least he's not an adventure game protagonist.
Oh god!
You want to talk shady shit.
Look at the Zaku.
Yeah, they really do look like them, don't they?
There's Zoda.
Zoda hawking up something.
Hell of a loogie. Here's that thing that happened 5 minutes ago.
Hey, remember that thing that you did just a short bit ago, blowing up the ship?
Also,
Hell yeah, I'm a murderer!
He is hype as fuck to go fishing.
Mike, stop that. What are you doing?
No, get those away from there.
That's not how you do it, Mike. You need an
Not where
entirely...
banana go.
You need an entirely different tool for that, Mike.
Just shove the bananas directly in there.
There is Nintendo.
Crush them.
My ears have mouths!
Make them fit.
Okay.
They call this
I
brain
believe-
food.
I believe we have hit the soft lock point. So, yep. So yeah, that was StarTropics. Make me realize I should have finished that game in that
Man.
episode.
I'm glad that only took half an hour.
Yeah. Good thing I took a look at a couple other games. So yes, I suppose we should rank this.
A good game.
Now, I'm kind of wondering which category, because it's either going to be resistance or adventure. The thing I'm thinking, because of the games that we have in adventure right now, Legend of Zelda, or the Guardian Legend, and Deadly Towers. all those have they're big worlds that you kind of have to go with little intricate dungeons. Whereas this is technically linear, it's just very large. It is a very long game with kind of sort of exploratory. Because you can't really explore, because if you were to like map out the flow of this game, it's a straight line. There's no divergence that you can do. You can't do like one level in a different order. It's basically like, think of like it's I was kind of thinking about it because like eventually I'm going to have to get to ActRaiser at some point. Because how would you do ActRaiser? Because
I mean, it's an action adventure, but it's got the illusion of openness.
Yeah, so I'm actually thinking this probably belongs on the resist list.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, also we put Kid Icarus in that as well. But then again, that was strictly level based.
I don't know. This is strictly level based too.
Yeah.
Like if you want to get into that.
Yeah, because they don't straight up number them.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, they do though. It's the chapters.
Oh, that's right, the chapters. But yeah, so yeah, I think this belongs on the resist list.
Because yeah, this is actually just like a very linear adventure. It just through its aesthetic seems much larger than it really is.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially because you have the little little overworld levels is a break in between dungeons, which is actually a nice thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does kind of. It is a kind of a nice touch.
Because those dungeons are fucking relentless.
Yeah. That being said, if that case, I'm actually thinking. I'm thinking high.
I was gonna say maybe over Anaison at the very least, personally.
Okay, yeah, because we have Kirby's Dream Land. Yeah, Kirby's Dream Land. That's the original Game Boy one.
Which is pretty good.
I wouldn't say it's better than Kirby.
Yeah,
original Kirby. Like, no powers.
Yeah, I would
even still.
Actually, I would almost put it over Pretty Sailor Moon. Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon.
Yeah, because I was actually thinking above Panzer Dragoon, too.
Yeah. No, I could get behind that.
I don't know if I'd put it above Battle Circuit. And I don't know if I want to put it into the Mastercraft.
No. I would definitely say over just Panzer Dragoon, and that's about it.
Yeah, because I think this would probably be as high of the high quality list.
Yeah, no, this has some big issues that I would say keep it from being like Mastercraft, but it's still really good.
Yes. That's kind of my feeling on this game, is that this game has a lot of weird issues with it, but it is overall a really good experience. So I'm going to put that at 3.5. StarTropics. This is technically finished in episode 30. Came out in 1990. By Nintendo. For the NES. It's an action game. Okay, so tone.
I don't really know how to define it.
Because let's see, let's take a look at what I have.
It's I would say happy at the very least. Like, it's a very cheerful game.
Yeah, I'm thinking kind of happy, whimsical, because it has this very Saturday morning cartoonish kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it's very goofy and kind of just fun.
So I'll put that there.
Like the tacking of cola onto fucking everything.
Yeah. Also, this is just to reiterate. Original Kirby. No Power Kirby. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is just you.
I have a feeling Adventure is anything above or after Adventure is going to go
much higher.
Much higher.
Sound, I would say B.
Yeah,
maybe.
B, because the dungeon soundtrack, the songs are good, though granted they are kind of repetitive. The sound, but yes, every other song is good. It's just nothing really stands out as great.
Yeah, I mean the music's real good, but also there's some sound design problems.
Yes,
there's some annoying noises.
Style. I'd say above a C at least.
Yeah, I would say probably B.
Yeah.
I mean, it was basically the end of the NES's life cycle, so
Yeah,
it's a pretty good looking game.
Yeah, because this is like the start, because you can kind of view the NES's lifespan in like three eras. You got the early era, and then you have the mid, like kind of the era in which the Famicom disk system was kind of prevalent, like from 86 to 89. And then you have 90s era NES, which is its own category.
Yeah, this came out in 1990.
So it's just the
Actually,
start.
almost 91.
Yeah, so it's in that beginning bit. Feel. I really like the system that they're trying to create. Like, there's something about the grid system, how it kind of works, there's something I really like about it. At the same time, this game has issues. Namely, like, it feels like they had a really good start for an idea, but if they kind of took this system and ironed it out with like a couple sequels, you could have gotten something fantastic. It'd be a shame if they were to take that formula, completely toss it out the window and try and make it more actiony. You'd be an idiot if you were to do that.
Yeah, why would they ever fucking do that?
But yes, it does have some issues. There is some straight up bad design in terms of, say, your health.
Not just your health, but also, say, the ghosts.
With the ghost, there is just some straight up moon logic. The system in which your weapons are based upon how much health you have
in a game where everything hits like a freight train
is very annoying.
Because you can lose your most powerful weapons in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Especially because you don't really have any iframes.
Yeah, you have like a couple, but that's it. Yeah, I personally would put it like, I think it's like, if I'm trying to think of like whether the positives outweigh the negatives, I think they kind of even themselves out. Because they have some really good ideas, along with some that kind of hit okay, but then a lot of kind of what were they thinking ideas.
Yeah, when it's good, it's really good, but also it can be a right asshole.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and they did sword beams in Zelda, but the thing is that was always like an extra.
You never needed it, whereas this you get massive damage upgrades and range.
Yeah, because like the sword beams in Zelda, at every other game, or like it seems like even in the first one, yeah, they were full strength, but every Zelda game after it got nerfed. Because it's like Zelda 2, you could barely hit anything with it, and then Zelda 3, they started to do the thing where it did half damage. But yeah, it was not the extent that it was in this game. I will go ahead and say they do something. They did kind of do something similar in 2. Where you basically have two weapons that you always have with you. One that will always stay the same strength, but one that does have the whole... it'll go down a level depending upon your health. And they even... If you think about what it is, it actually makes a little bit of sense, but still. They at least learned that, so not your main weapon. So yeah, I'm thinking C.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Impact. Basically, this game has been completely ignored by Nintendo.
Nothing really ever came out of it.
Once the SNES kind of hit, they completely dropped this franchise. Also, the fact that it never came out in Japan probably did not help. This game definitely has a cult following to it. But other than that, like, the only reference to this game is there is an F-Zero character called Zoda.
I mean, they did release it on the Virtual Console, but that's about the most support they ever gave it after.
That is the only support they ever did. And also on the Wii. Like, I'm pretty sure it didn't come out... No, it might have. I can't remember if it came out on the 3DS or not. It must have, because I remember there being another re-release that didn't have the
Wii U.
water thing. Yeah, Wii U.
Yep, it was the Wii and the Wii U
Okay.
that got the Virtual Console treatment.
Mhm.
But yes, outside of that, this game is incredibly obscure. Not even an assist trophy.
Nope.
Like,
I just kind of forgot he existed.
yeah, if we're thinking about, I think there are two franchises that I can think Nintendo has never put in a Smash game. One being this, the other being Battle Clash. Every other Nintendo, Sukapon's going to be an assist trophy, Takumaro's an assist trophy, and there's music from Nazunamura Samajo. There's stuff from like Tomato Adventure, Starfy, all the other franchises, except for maybe that. No, actually, now that I think about it, there is a game they've completely forgotten. Maybe that's probably for good reason.
No?
Time Twist for the Famicom Disk System.
Also, Frank, I need to be sure. Did your uncle at Nintendo tell you this? I need to know.
Well, but you know what? They're still announcing stuff, so maybe Mike Jones. Also, his name is Mike Jones, so I don't know if that will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Why?
There's a rapper named Mike Jones,
Okay.
who I believe may or may not. I don't know. I'm not going to finish that sentence because I don't know if he is on the.
I will.
Things about him.
I will get on Google.
Okay. Anyway,
I just
think
almost typed out Google.
I think that I will go to. I think this is a D. Age. Oh, this game is aged.
It's definitely aged.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is.
I will sing the praises of this game. I will not say that it has not aged. So I'm thinking. I would actually say D, just because not a lot of games use grids, like in this extent. So if you were to like use some more modern games and go back to this, it would feel really weird. Even though technically a lot of games of this era were based on grids, this one definitely does. So I'm going to say D. Difficulty. This game is an asshole. I don't know if it's quite full E difficulty.
It's definitely at least a C or a D.
It's D territory at least. I just don't know if I'd go full E. Though then again, you think about those last... You know what? That last level might push it into E on its own. And then the one before it.
No, definitely. Like, the game is a right prick the whole way through, but it only gets worse.
Yeah.
Between that level and the ghost level, I would say D at best, but probably E.
For the entirety of Chapter 3.
Yeah.
So yeah. There we go. So that is StarTropics ranked. So since I didn't plan on finishing that quite so early, I did kind of I will have something. However, I will be right back. So let me just do this.
Yeah, I need to get a drink anyway.
Yep, so I'll be right back.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
so one thing that I definitely need to take a look at is if we go into the list, we actually, if you go to the attack list, we still have a game that's in invalidated status, namely Ghosts and Goblins. So this was requested to be invalidated by Bear, Real Soviet Bear. The thing is that he requested that, or one of the things is if you invalidate a game, if you want to request a particular version of the game that you want to have it revalidated with, you can basically suggest whatever version that is. He requested that the Master System version of this game be used. The problem is that he's thinking of the sequel, Ghouls and Ghosts, which did have a Master System port. Ghosts and Goblins did not have a Master System port, so I can't use a non-existent thing to rank it. So, there are two versions of the game that we could probably use to take a look at. We have the original arcade version, which is the version we originally looked at, or the probably more well-known NES port. So, I'm debating about which one I should do. Should I do the arcade version that we already looked at, or the NES version that people are probably a little bit more familiar with?
I would go with the NES one.
Okay. I will do that. So yes, Ghosts and Goblins. Seminal Capcom franchise, very popular in the late 80s, early 90s. This particular port was done by a company called Micronix. They're kind of notorious for making crappy ports. Namely so the NES can actually run normally runs at, say, 60 frames per second, like most other consoles. Or most modern consoles, I should say. The thing is that Micronix ports always run at 24 frames per second.
Yikes.
So it's not even a 30 frame. Well, here, we can actually take a look. So, this is Ghosts and Goblins. Let's just go ahead and start.
I too like to picnic in my underwear.
Okay. Oh, right.
Just bring back so many memories.
Oh, don't want that. That's it. Okay, I'll do that. Oh, you prick.
I keep forgetting what was the one weapon that you do want.
Like, in terms of, like, I think probably the, I can't remember.
Because isn't there, like, a torch that you throw?
There's a torch that you throw, that is the one that is not good.
Right, because it arcs and it's, slow, I believe.
It arcs, and I think you can only have, like, one on screen at a time.
Right.
You know, this doesn't feel quite... I was expecting this to kind of feel a lot different than the arcade version. It actually doesn't. It feels just as bad.
Definitely doesn't sound good at all.
I mean, the original didn't sound that great either.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
It's still a cheap-ass motherfucker.
How are we gonna do this? Did I...
Yeah, how are you supposed to dodge all that shit?
Very carefully.
Okay. Hello. It turns out that StarTropics took like 30 minutes.
I
did not have nearly as much of that game left as I thought I did.
Oh, okay.
So you have to come back.
So instead we're playing a much better game.
Oh boy.
Damn it!
This time it's gonna rank really high.
No, it's not. I can already tell you it is not. It is probably not. Oh god, come on.
Look at this top tier video game.
Look at that guy just come out of nowhere, too. Oh, hey.
Look, they're
what's that
magic.
thing?
They ain't gotta explain shit.
Whoa.
Doesn't that explain it though? They're magic.
God, I really like Arthur's sprint, though. Oh, that is. Oh, right, because our lance is really high.
It's the greatest bullshit bullshitting in literary. Can't explain it? Fuck it, it's magic.
Oh,
Don't worry about it.
oh good, and auto fire doesn't work. Fantastic. Oh. Nope. Let's try this. Nope. Okay. You know, let's reconvene. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, you know what? Whatever. God, this game sucks. Let me just see, where does that put me? Thank you for the bits. Oh. Damn it.
This is a really good game.
One of my favorites.
Also, by the way, in case I have not mentioned it, you cannot move when crouched at all. Like, if I go... It's also... Yeah, because as long as you're down here, you will just stay down there until you let go of down. Fucking asshole. You want it? Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Okay, you know what? Whoop. Okay, where? Let me just check. Okay, it was at 27. I think I might have ranked it too high.
Yeah, that's way too high.
Yeah, I think we need to lower that, actually. I don't know how much that can take. I don't want to subject people to just rewind hell.
I would rather play Punchball Mario Bros.
Yeah, I think that needs to go down.
But is it worse than Super Mario Brothers Special?
No.
No. It is not.
That is a special kind of garbage.
Hold on, let's see. Was there a Makai Mura port to the PC-88? Actually, there was. I'm not going to play it. Let's just take a... Let's see. Let me load this up.
Let's play it.
Oh, wow. This... Okay, you know what? No. Okay, anyway. No. I'm not doing that. I think that this... Yeah, I would probably rather play Galactic Protector than that. So I think it should belong right above Super Mario Brothers Special.
Yeah.
I will say, Super Pac-Man is not a good game. It is very boring, but it is not a nightmare like this game is. So I will do... Also, this is going to probably break something, so I might actually have to put... As that's going to break something, you know what? I will Okay. So yeah, that is... no, you are not getting a full run of that game. No, there's videos of it on YouTube. Yes. So, yeah, that is Ghosts and Goblins. There was a game that I had kind of an itch to play a while back. And this is actually something incredibly different, but I don't really have an episode in which I'd want to fit this game in, so I think we might as well just do it now. And this is gonna require a little bit of setup. So this game actually is a Sharp's X68K game, which was a computer that I think we've taken a look at I think during Ranking of Shmups, we took a look at, there's a port of Bosconian to it. It's basically a Japanese computer that kind of, if you think of like the MSX and PC-88 as kind of like the 8-bit versions, these are kind of the 16-bit. So kind of in the same vein as like Amiga and like early Windows and like DOS. So that kind of graphics power. It had a lot of really good arcade perfect ports on it. So kind of roughly that power. But this game came out, I believe, in '93. So if you think about the games that kind of came out around that time, you had early polygonal stuff. So basically what this game was trying to do was do kind of a I think, when did Star Fox come out? Let me actually take a look. Because Star Fox, I think, kind of set the, was one of the first game, 1983, right there. It was one of the first games to kind of show off that you could do a fully polygonal game on a system that didn't, normally would not kind of be able to run it. But other companies want to show off that they can do it on, say, like something like a computer. So that is what this game is, or is meant to do. So, this is this. Also, I should say, I did overclock. This is running at an overclock, so this will be running at full speed. When this game originally came out, it kind of ran at the same speed as Star Fox. But I think this game would be a lot more enjoyable to watch at a higher frame rate.
Very much so. It's kind of the problem with Kingsfield, where it's just not fun to play, only because of how slow it is. I like Kingsfield.
Man, this really crackly poppy audio is real good.
Also, if you are familiar with early PlayStation games, this game might be a little familiar.
Oh yeah, this.
Beautifully rendered buildings.
There's our player character. I don't think it has a name. But this is Geograph Seal. Made in 1994 by Exact. If you are familiar with, and also just by looking at this UI, if you are familiar with the game Jumping Flash on the PlayStation, this game is kind of a spiritual predecessor. Let's just go ahead and start. Also, this isn't with a translation patch. This is just how the game came out.
Man, they went all out and the computer
Alright.
display stuff.
So, this is a first-person shooter. A first-person platforming shooter. So, normally that doesn't tend to work that well. However, one thing is, when you jump up, you have a triple jump. Or actually, I think it's just a double jump. Yeah, it's just a double jump. But whenever you double jump, you look at the ground. And you can damage enemies by landing on them. Also, another interesting thing is that this is technically just a D-pad and 2-button game. Okay, so we need to destroy these targets. Okay. It is a little bit awkward, but in order to get to the menu, you have to hit both A and B at the same time. So right now we only have the Vulcan, also you can turn off those enemy health bars if they find it annoying. Right now we only have the Vulcan, but that will change very shortly. Oh, we did it though. Also, when you're in the air, you don't turn you straight, which is kind of nice. So it doesn't have quite the control confusion that a lot of early console first-person shooters had. Okay,
now music's pretty rockin'.
It is. Also, we have forming.
Best weapon is a harming weapon.
So, a funny thing about this game compared to Jumping Flash is that, basically, so in Jumping Flash you would have special weapons, like one-use kind of power weapons. All of those power weapons were based off of these kind of other weapons that you can just equip. Like, I believe this was turned into... Jumping Flash are all fire weapons. I believe this one was the, oh, what was it? I think it was like snakes or something? Okay. Also laser.
Goodbye, warming.
So this is our laser. I believe in Jumping Flash it was turned into the Roman candle.
So why do they have levels next to them?
Because in later stages we will get upgraded versions of
I like that you have that shadow that indicates where you're about to land.
it. It is very nice. Also, we got the Riot. I believe these were
what is that even?
bombs. But it's basically a rocket launcher.
Oh, okay.
That's one kind of annoying thing, is that it's a little bit easy to get lost. Okay, I think I can, yeah, I need to go over here. Yep. And I go over here.
This actually does kind of look fun.
It plays a lot better than you kind of think for a game of this era. Even if you're playing on like the kind of what would be the canonical like the normal frame rate, it actually is not that quick.
Yeah. No, it definitely seems like an alright game, and once again, if you just want to play like a better version of this, play Jumping Flash.
Yes.
It's really good.
This game is really good, or is pretty good. I will go ahead and say Jumping Flash definitely is probably a more accessible game. But yes, it was nice once the PlayStation was kind of being developed that they actually had a platform that this kind of game would thrive on. But seeing this is pretty neat as like a concept. The fact that they could even do this at all on a thing that, say, ran like arcade ports. The huge thing. Also, there is another way that they can get the game to run a little bit better. Speaking of early PlayStation, how do you like the Spawn? Okay, so our laser got left over.
Oh, there's a little map on your pause screen.
Yep. One thing I will say about Jumping Flash is that they made it a little bit slower, but that actually kind of helped a little bit. Also, one thing I hate, and like this obviously would not be an issue when the game originally came out, but every time I hear the menu noise, I think it's the Discord noise.
Yeah, I thought you were getting Discord noises initially. I was really confused. Trying 100% blast score. Tell me about the joys of Diamond Sands.
There we go. Also, I have no clue how to get the secret bonus.
What's the name of the game again?
Geograph Seal. Now, if I remember correctly, this is where the game actually changes gameplay a little bit. Oh, yeah, this
is certainly a,
So apparently there's a cheat just to beat the stage.
a what?
A cheat that just beats the stage.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't seem that hard. Why would you need a cheat?
Because,
I
why
bet
not?
At some point it will start that being a little bit more difficult.
Because they're basically 4 different cheats. They're automatically beat a stage, get all 4 weapons, infinite energy, and stage select.
Ah.
I think since I'm not killing some of them, I think I might actually be missing out on weapon upgrades.
Like, honestly, for an early 3D game, this still looks pretty alright.
Yeah. One thing that Exact does really well with the few games that they made is that they put a lot of style into their games. The game that they made before this is a game called Etoile. It's like Etoile Princess or something like that. It is much more of a, not quite an action RPG, but it is kind of a, I would say almost like Legend of Valkyrie or something like that. But it is basically a kind of almost platforming, almost Zelda-like. Well, you might actually
Oh god, the cover art for it is something special.
Etoile Princess?
Yeah. Just gonna post that. Where is it?
Cursive operation. That is definitely a box art.
It's pretty good, isn't it? So man, the sprites in that fucking game are huge.
Yes.
Pretty alright looking though.
Yeah, they're very detailed. Also, I believe this is... So, Jumping Flash also had levels like this, and I believe this is also where I stopped playing this game.
Hey, it's Black Stone.
Yeah, it's a giant maze. It... Stuff that you remind me a lot of Lake Stone.
Wow, that is a box art.
The lovely era Dojin computer games.
I mean, luckily the game itself looks a lot better than the box art.
Oh, it does.
Like, I know, I'm looking at screenshots of it, and it's like actually a pretty alright looking game.
Wait, is it? Oh, does the name of it change when you... Oh, it does. I just realized the name of the weapons changed. A shield.
Oh, okay, so it's like... Ismail Princess is like a blend of Kiki Kai and Zelda.
Yeah. That... Yes. That should also give me a Xylots vibe. Wait, what? Okay. Oh. Wait.
God, I hate the menu noises.
Huh. Weird. I did... Okay, so apparently I think it got changed. I don't know why. This is also where the problem with these stages kind of come in. That's who's lost.
Is it me?
No. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm lost. At least the music's good.
Does anyone truly know where they are?
It's going in circles now. Oh, let's see. Oh. I wish I could zoom that map out a little bit. Oh. Oh, jeez. Maybe if I just quickly destroyed that. Oh, I wonder if that... Does that enemy just have an attack that just switches my weapons up?
That'd be real weird.
It seems to be what's happening.
So you just have to get out of here, or do you have to kill everything?
I have to do both. I have to kill...
Oh, God.
Yeah, because I have to kill targets, and I also need to find out where they are. Yeah, there's a reason why I gave up on this stage. Actually, I mean, we do have a way to get out of that. What's the code to get out of the stages? Oh, entry. Hold on. Torpa, you have the level skip code?
Yeah, let me go back to that. Alright, so, oh, you would need to be at the title screen, though, to, take care of codes.
Oh, no. I was gonna say, I can't just reset the game.
Yeah, because then you could just use the level select.
Okay. Do that. Okay. So what is it?
So, first off, you're gonna need to hit, Control ZARD. If done right, there'll be a noise.
Well, that was a noise.
I assume that was right. So then press left or right at the title screen. Should be stage select.
Okay, let's see. That was the wrong button. That was to make it go. That was to make RetroArch go full screen.
Nice.
I might have to disable hotkeys for a moment. Or see if RetroArch crashed.
Good code.
I'm gonna have to kill RetroArch. Okay. Come on. Do. Okay, there we go. Okay. Again, great, this is gonna have to load. Do. Okay, so here's the thing. I need to. Apparently, RetroArch is not liking loading up that game anymore. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say, why don't we take a look at that a little bit more at a different time? Or do we think we saw enough to rank it?
And I think we saw enough to rank it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Too. That also give me time for RetroArch to load up again. Okay, so Geograph Seal. I think that would belong in the resistance category. Let's see. I'd say that'd actually go pretty high.
Yeah, no, that was really good.
I'm actually thinking about Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah, that's about where I was too.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd put it quite below StarTropics.
I just from watching it, it seemed like it would feel like it would play better than StarTropics.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
It seems more interesting than what StarTropics was offering as well.
I can kind of get behind that. I don't know if I put it into Mastercraft, but I definitely say it's high. So I think, yeah, 3 right above StarTropics, I think. Seems really good.
It's a good place. I admit I'm a bit biased for the visuals because I really like, Star Fox kind of visuals.
Geograph Seal. 30. 1994. Exact. Okay, how do I have it? Is it X68K? And that is a arcade first-person shooter. Not third-person shooter, first-person shooter. Okay. Style. I'd say it's actually kind of atonal. So, any objections?
No, that sounds about right to me.
Yep.
Like, it was just trying to be, like, a cool spaceship game.
Yep.
Okay. Sound. They had a really good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that any particular noise was egregious or offensive.
Other than me thinking that I'm hearing Discord noises.
See, I like that. That's a little spice to the game.
I mean, also that definitely could not have been on the thought of whoever made it. They're like, oh, I'll just make a beepy noise. Who knew that 30 years in the future? Or no,
Let's make a noise that will someday sound like something
They'll
part of
confuse
a.
people to say, oh, one. Yes.
I can't believe Discord stole their noise from this.
All right. So I'm thinking either A or B. Maybe towards B.
Yeah, I would say B. Like, the music was good, but I wouldn't say it was anything, like, exceptional.
I'm not going to remember it years from now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not the kind of thing I would go out of my way to find, basically.
Yeah.
A good summation is, it will not be on my iPod.
Okay.
That's because I don't have an iPod.
Yeah.
Do people still have iPods?
I did until the screen just completely went, so now I'm just using an old phone as a music player.
Style.
That game
Surprisingly,
had
it looks really good for like a game from like that super early 3D.
Also, the UI was really stylized really well, and it just looked fantastic.
The lettering was kind of goofy.
Kind of goofy, but still charming.
Yeah.
I mean, also, like, the UI was a clever way of kind of making less screen real estate for rendering 3D.
Yeah. Feel. For a first-person shooter of that era, that feels really good. Like, for a D-pad and 2-button game, it feels a lot better than it probably should. Like, I was able to maneuver quite well.
Yeah, you were doing all kinds of, like, up and down, left, like, just kind of... I'm having a hard time with words tonight. Come back to that.
Like, a very smart thing they do, too, with, say, the jumping is, A, you have a double jump to correct, and B, it always focuses the camera downward, so you know where you're landing.
Yes.
Oh, right. There was a lot of good horizontal and vertical movement. There were a lot of options for what normally would be a very limited type of game on that particular controller.
Yeah.
Those are the best words that are coming out of my mouth for that.
No, it made sense. Don't worry.
All right. So, right. I don't know if I'd actually kind of want to go full A because just of how well they did with what they had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would agree.
So yeah. Impact. Let me just put this right down here. Yeah, that game is generally well unknown. because it is
Which
basically
is
known
a
as
shame.
it's that really obscure predecessor to a game that is itself pretty obscure.
Pretty
a
obscure,
mad-
but also really good.
It's a bit of a crime how, like, it's one of those things I've never heard of, and it's like, man, I really wish I had.
Yeah. Yeah. Age. Surprisingly well, although I will say it is aged a little bit.
Put it like a B.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably B. And then difficulty, pretty lenient. But from what I remember, it can get a little difficult, so I'm thinking C.
Mm.
Okay, so that was Geograph Seal. The next thing I kind of wanted to show off, this will be the last thing. Actually, and I don't know how far I'll get into it, but I was made aware of, I've heard about this thing before, but I've never, I didn't realize the full extent of what you can do this. So, you would kind of think that in regards to emulation, you think of like an NES emulator.
Mhm.
How much more intricate of an NES emulator can you make? Like, what more can you do with an NES? Like, it's an NES game. I mean, Destopias existed for years, FCU. Like, they've kind of nailed that. What it turns out, so there's a new emulator called Mesen. And Mesen lets you do some pretty interesting stuff. And I just want to show you one game that is running through Mesen. In particular, this game had some stuff done to it. Namely that it allows you to do what they call HD packs, and also some other things. Well, let's just take a look at this. This is Metroid. This is NES
Alright.
Metroid. So,
I'll take your word for it.
well, let's actually get into the game. So, one thing that this thing has done, it can automatically apply IPS patches, so it can apply hacks to the original games as you load it. So this one has added a few things, namely save system. But this is NES Metroid. This is the code for NES Metroid.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
But enhanced music, enhanced sound. Also, one thing that this hack does, which is really nice. One nice thing that this thing did is that it gave you a folder that had a whole bunch of different music things. So if you don't like this particular music, you can swap it out with a few others that they give.
Neat.
Another thing they added is beam stacking. That wasn't in the original.
Beam stacking?
So in the original, if you say got the wave beam, and you already had the ice beam, you would only have the wave beam and it would take away your ice beam. So in this one, if you get both the wave and ice beam, it will have properties of both.
Ah.
Also, one kind of weird thing about the sound effects is that I don't know if it's just the recording that they use, but it's a little poppy.
Yeah, I can hear it. It just has this weird sound to it. It's
Also
like a bit muted.
It is. The songs that they gave are pretty quiet. Also, another thing is the fact that you can see that they added a background. So we'll go ahead and say there aren't a whole lot of these HD packs out there. There was one for the original Castlevania. The problem with that is that I don't really particularly care for the way they did it. Like, it kind of looks a little garish. Also one nice touch.
Oh, the background transition. That's cool.
So I actually looked into what it would take to actually do this. Basically what it does is that what you can have while it's running, you can have a thing that basically takes a look at the tile sets that are or like the things that are drawn in the background, and it will just basically make a giant PNG file that you can then just you can have it scaled to be up to, I believe, 10 times the pixels of a normal NES sprite. But yeah, you just have it running in the background, and it'll draw all the sprites, and then you just draw over it with whatever tool you want, and you put it back into the game, and the sprites will look like this. Also, you can hear the original sound effects over the ones they haven't, with the ones they haven't replaced. Also, another thing they added in this hack was the whole thing of you start with full health. Which is actually, now that you mention that, Frank, I'm actually surprised that they made it so that it wasn't like Zero Mission rather than Super Metroid.
Only there's more like Federation Force. The best Metroid game. The only good Metroid game, I would wager.
I'm going to probably say that is not true.
No, it's 100% accurate.
You're right, I mean, Other M does exist.
God, the crackly audio, though, is...
so good.
Yeah, sure.
It's almost like it's being played underwater.
And that's a good way to describe the way the original game felt, actually.
Imagine space, but underwater.
But yeah. So yeah. That was... Actually, I wonder... So how does this work? I'm kind of curious. Also, another thing I'm kind of curious about is... Okay, that's what I figured they were gonna do.
Time to die.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep. It's the same sound effect from Super Metroid.
Sound effect wasn't what got me.
Oh yeah, you just straight up explode. I suppose I didn't show that off when I originally played through Metroid.
Oh!
But yeah, there is saving. So yeah, that is what that emulator can do. So I thought that would be kind of neat to take a look at a little bit.
Yeah, that was pretty rad.
Yeah, I can expect a lot of good things coming out of that. But yeah, that'll be it for that. Also, probably actually, that's going to be it for this episode. So I didn't really have anything else planned. I wasn't I was not expecting StarTropics to take 2 seconds for me to complete. Although actually, there's one game we can take a quick look at.
God damn it.
I just happened to play, because I was thinking of doing this during the Sega episode. So this is a very early Sega game. In 1982. If you remember Pengo, the fact that one of these songs was Popcorn, that basically was just straight up taken from another song. Sega had other games in which they did that. This is not Sega Gaga. As much as I would like this to be Sega Gaga, this is not that.
Then what's even the fucking point? Why even fucking try?
They need to get the game in English. But this is Super Locomotive. Let's start.
It's like a train, but better. Oh, this.
So, if you were not familiar with Japanese synth pop, you were probably not going to recognize this song, but this is just straight up Yellow Magic Orchestra's Raideen.
Like you do?
And yeah, this is a really weird game because you have to take a look at both the top screen and the bottom screen.
So why do those trains have powerful arms?
I don't know. Whoop. Also, you will definitely know that this game came out in 1982, and it was by Sega.
This game is maybe not good.
Also, if you take a look at the bottom, you see how I'm holding down, or how I'm having it go through certain heights of the missile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's because I'm holding it down.
Oh, I see.
It feels really weird.
None of this looks like it would be intuitive at all.
There's just a reason behind that. Game over. Let's try it one more time. I mean, I was about to say, I'm like, well, there's definitely one good thing about this game is that it's the music, and then I'm like, oh, right, that's because they took it from something else.
Yeah, I wonder why.
So by the way, just a little bit of history for what Yellow Magic Orchestra was, because that actually has a little bit of a tie-in to video games, because one of the... So Yellow Magic Orchestra was 3 people. I believe it's Harry Hosono, I believe is one of them. One I can't remember, and Ryuichi Sakamoto, who is now known as more of a film composer. He has worked on. Trying to think of what it. He actually worked on the film soundtrack for The Revenant. That is, I think, his most recent thing. Other movies that he's worked on a bunch of Japanese movies. Probably my favorite of it was a movie soundtrack, or the soundtrack for the movie Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, in which he also acted in that movie. He was basically the Japanese He was a Japanese, or like the leader of a Japanese prison camp.
Hmm.
And basically he is basically the entire crux of the kind of the main conflict, I guess, in that movie, because that is actually a movie that stars David Bowie. Basically, you could basically summarize the plot as basically a guy who's trying really hard to fight the gay thoughts.
But not succeeding!
No, not at all. And that's the character that Ryuichi Sakamoto plays.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie.
Failing. It is a fantastic movie.
But yes, he did that. He also did. He also worked on the soundtrack for the movie Kaneko Monogatari, which is the movie that is more well known. It was brought over to the West under the name Adventures of Milo and Lotus.
That's such a good
Japanese soundtrack of that, which is different than the US one. It is also a really good soundtrack.
And a really good movie.
It is a really good movie. Do not read up on it if you want to continue liking that movie. Just gonna go ahead and say there's a reason why the phrase "no animals were harmed in the filming of this movie" is not in that movie.
Oh, God.
Yeah, sorry to spoil that, but yes, that is that. Also, I can't tell if I started the third game just on pure reflex, or if it's just... This is kind of a game that you just play and it just happens. I guess it is, because we're on 3. Also, Ryuichi Sakamoto worked on the game for the Dreamcast called LOL Lack of Love, which is also a really good soundtrack. Okay, so yeah, that is Super Locomotive. It is a odd game. Yes.
Indeed.
Let's see. I would probably put that in the attack category. Because you really don't... Time's not really a thing. Or like a beat factor, so I'd say it's more attack. I'm going to go ahead and say it is not going to appear high on this list.
He worked on 7 Samurai 20XX.
Oh. Okay.
I'm just looking at what he's done in games.
Well, apparently he worked on that. But yeah, I would not put this high. I would probably put it maybe... I would probably rather play Pengo than this. So, yeah.
This game kinda sucked.
Yeah. 1 second. You need to respond to a text.
How dare you?
Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking about right below Pengo. Loco. Oh. What? It looks close enough. 30, 1982. That's not numbers. Vega for the arcade. God, what would I even call that genre? Not racing. I would probably call it... I don't have this car. I would
Maze?
just call it... Race?
I said maze.
Oh, maze? Yeah, that's probably close enough.
What did you? Yeah, you classified City Connection as maze, so I figured this would probably be.
Oh yeah, then that definitely would do it. Okay. Tone. I would kind of say silly.
Yeah, the big arms on the. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't need those arms. Sound. The fact that the only good piece of music was completely stolen. I'd have to say kind of marks it down a little bit. It is a good rendition of writing. I will give them that. So I think I might actually put a D just for that. Yeah. Style. I'm thinking D. The game just kind of looks weird.
Yeah, it's a really ugly game, honestly.
Yeah. Feel. It felt really weird. I think I'll also give that a D. Because we're controlling, like, not only do you have to, like, hold down the button in order to have the missiles fly different directions, you have to look at both screens at the same time. Sometimes there's things that are marked on the map that just don't make sense. Like, sometimes it can be enemies, sometimes they're not. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna mark impact in E. Age in E. Difficulty, I'll probably give a C. So yes, that is Super Locomotive. All right, so yeah, I think that is enough for tonight. So thank you all for watching. This was a really weird episode. But yes, yeah. Have a good night.
Night.
If you would like to keep up to date with Rhapsody, you can follow me on Twitter at LoloThePuzzlo, or join my Discord server by going to the URL discord.ldp.life. Thank you for watching, and I hope you stop by again.